Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back with some more NTW3 for you today, and we have an epic 4v4. And yes, this one is already getting underway, I should just say, but there is just a little bit of a cavalry skirmish going on over here with some hussars clashing with some Italian cavalry over here, and they're probably going to get murdered because I don't think they realize how much cavalry there is waiting here. We have the Poles and the Italians both ready to deal with this hussar unit, but they're going to persist. I like that. Whatever the odds, they'll carry on. But yeah, this is a glorious 4v4 sent in by a member of the Discord and a fellow sub. And yes, so if you want to send in your own replays to then for me to cover, whether it's NTW3 or any other Total War, then do join the Discord. It's down below in the description. But yes, this is a great 4v4. I've been told we have a lot of new factions. Well, not new factions, but factions you don't often see here. We have Brunswick, which I'm pretty sure is like Brunswick. So I'll probably just end up calling them Brunswick. So yeah, we've got Brunswick here. We've got England, Peninsula War. We've got like UK Peninsula War. I don't know why I call them England. We've got Austria 1809, and we have another Austrian 1809. So I mean, those three armies very, very usual. We've seen them. Brunswick, don't often see them. The Italians, obviously, we have I mentioned are here. We don't often see Italy, I don't feel, on the battlefield. Good to see them here. With the Poles, always good to see the Poles. Probably my favourite faction for NTW3. Here they are with their glorious lancers. Their famous lancers, to be honest. They are probably the best lancers in Europe. We also have the Confederate of the Rhine, so probably just call them like Confederation of the Rhine or just Rhine or whatever. But yeah, they're here today. And we have 1805 to 1808 France as well. So probably like the peak era of France, this period, like 1805 to 1808, is probably when Napoleon's like at his like highest point. He controls most of Europe. Maybe not geographically, but like everything's going right for him at this point in history. Kind of like after this point, like 1809, 1810, Britain starts turning it around in the Peninsula War. But yeah, so like France is probably at the top of its power in like 1808. So yeah, this is going to be, I mean, it's already setting up to be quite a nice one. What have we got here? We've got a King's German Legion light horse, artillery. It needs to be careful, just fire, like, look, there's a bit of a ridge here, so like got a bit of ground, but they are firing right over their own, like, hussars here. So this is a bit dangerous. They are shooting at, like, some big grenadiers, like, grenadier cheval units here. This is a big, good unit to be shooting at as well. I can hear more cavalry going off, though. Where is that? Right in front of me, apparently. Oh, yeah, the English are just going after this hussars unit here. Here we go. In they go. Sending in their own hussars as well. Prince of Wales going in. And they might rout them. They've kind of charged in and pulled out because they realize like there's so much more Polish cavalry available. Really, if England's going to do that, they need to commit a little bit more. Look, you can see they're chasing them down. These hussars are going to commit. The French hussars are going to go. And that's not a bad idea from England or from Britain. Just to see if he can lure more in. And here we go. Oh my gosh, look at this. The English and the French having a huge cavalry fight now. They're going to have to try and stop this gun from being taken. Now I'm going to limber it up and get it out of here. So much action going on in here. And yeah, look at that. They're breaking through. The French have just some really good cavalry here. And you've got good dragoons, good chasseurs cheval. Now you've got the Confederation of the Rhine sending over some units. You've got Chevalets here. They're being stopped though by the Brunswick Uhlans. That's a good little stop there, but that might not be enough. And look, the French are so close to the guns. They're so close. Hold them back, boys. Look at this. The Prince of Wales Hussars just holding back an absolute massive cavalry here. I just fired into this mass. You're going to hit friend and foe. I mean, yeah, there they go. Fire, men, fire. You need to. Load the gun. I mean, they're so calm about loading the gun. The cavalry. There's so much cavalry just here. I mean, it was all here. Yeah, this is all Grenadier Cheval. Just shoot. This is just a really good unit. Oh, here he comes. Oh no. They could have fired. They definitely could have fired. But there you go. The British already lost a gun. It's a horse artillery as well. So it's a good bit of artillery to take out for if you're thinking of the French perspective. So yeah, early loss there for the coalition forces. A lot of cavalry lost. I don't know how much the French lost. I wouldn't say masses, looking at like what's retreating. No, I'd say it's mainly the coalition cavalry that got broken there. But anyway, now that first bit of like the antics is over there of the battle, I can now go and say, if you're enjoying seeing NTW3 on the channel and would like to see some more, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support as we work towards 3k subs. And I just can't thank you guys enough for all your support on NTW3 and all the other Total War videos that I cover. But yeah, so I mean, look at these Brunswick units. I still like that they have like these lampshade sort of like feather going on the top of their hats. It's really cool. That's what I'm calling it now. It gets called the lampshade. But yeah, so we've got Brunswick. I really like them all in black. They are really nice. I might have to try them out. I do need to get into playing some more NTW3 myself. I don't play enough of it myself. We've got like reserve infantry yet. Here we've got some like normal line infantry. Yeah, this all black uniform looks amazing, I personally think. Oh, artillery going off. We've got here a 9-pounder. Very, very nice. Yeah, I think if like this could be quite, I don't know, we'll have to see how good a like a low tier faction it is. What we got? Is this 2 9-pounders? Yeah, we do. We have one facing towards like that way, helping the Austrians, and one here helping Brunswick. So yeah, a lot of artillery set up here. Actually, this one's a 6-pounder, but even still, good artillery piece to have here. There you go. That's getting ready to fire off, and it looks like they're going to defend like this sort of like raised area here. They got stakes in front of the artillery, which is really good to stop them, any cavalry coming up and charging them. They've got a lot of infantry massed here as well. Don't know what they really plan to do. Got a little bit more cavalry fight going on over here, I think. But it's sort of nearly. They're just kind of marching past each other. And there you go. In they go. There you go. The Austrians realise that there's some cavalry right in front of them. Well, at least I think they do. Maybe they don't. They don't even realise. Chasseurs de Cheval here. Just chilling, and they break actually. There you go. I think that was unintentional by the Austrians. But there you go. And then over on this side, apparently there's some conflict underway, but maybe there's some stuff getting shelled. I think it's just cavalry getting shelled, yeah. The Italians are setting up quite nicely here. We don't often, like I say, see the Italians. They got quite a cool uniform. Sort of like not a light blue sort of style. Looks very nice. Got red and green. I love their flag. I think the Italian flag looks really nice. Looks glorious. But yeah, these line infantry here, they've got a pretty tough job ahead of them. They have Austria here, and I know Austria is a pretty weak faction, but I mean, would it be a weak faction facing a faction that's not often played, like Italy? That's the thing. Like, these guys have got like, they've already got militia in these armies. Like, Austria's got a lot of infantry and probably cavalry that is like pretty useful. Italy, I'm not so sure. It's not like a well-played faction. It's not a high-point faction like Italy. I don't know. I think it's about like a 7-point faction. I think like this Austrian army must be probably higher than that. I'm not quite sure, but I presume it's higher than that. So like you expect Austria to probably be able to beat Italy. That's why you can see the Polish cavalry on this side support the Italians. I don't think the Italians brought much cavalry, if any, by the looks of it, unless it's hidden in the forest. And I've just realised there's a unit all the way over here. Look at this. This unit's all the way back here. Just got some more hussars. Just chilling, you know. They look awesome. Look at those like hats. Those hats look awesome. There you go. Off he goes. I think they're maybe just looking for like general snipes, because they could possibly go for this general back here. That like Josef Zacek or something like that. I don't know how you say it, for like the Polish general, and then there's the Italian general here as well. And artillery as well will obviously be big targets as well. We've got another 6-pounder here for the French set up, and the French got another 4-pounder here set up. So they're getting like their guns ready and in position. Might be a little bit of a way off. I don't know actually. Maybe the Austrians are here. The Austrians are already charging out. What happened here? In the time I disappeared, did the Austrians just lose a gun? Did they just get like shot or something like that? But the Austrians have charged in some Chevaliers to try and take out, well, this infantry. And they just sent one cavalry unit unsupported here, and it just got massacred. That just seemed a bit strange. They shouldn't have probably done that, the Austrians. Don't think it really took out anything. Unless, I don't think they took out the artillery, the horsemen, or the cavalry. I think that was just taken up by like a stray artillery round or something. Got some Italians in white here as well, so that's going to confuse the Austrians. They won't know who they're fighting. They're like, are these fellow Austrians we're fighting? Wait, no, these are just other Italians. Other people in white uniforms, you fools. As you can see, the Poles are actually going to be facing Austria, so that could be interesting. I did wonder where the Polish army was. And it's going to be facing Austria. I mean, Italy could also support and attack Austria. I think Brunswick's going to have to come and support this Austrian army. It looks like the other Austrian army in Britain's getting ready to face on probably like France. But as you can see, we'll just get the map up for a bit. It's kind of... The red is the coalition forces. Blue is the French. And such like... And, oh, is there another unit of like infantry or cavalry back here? There is. There is an Italian cavalry. They actually had stuff at the back ready, anticipating... Oh, yeah, look at this. We'll just minimize this for now. But yeah, look, this poor hussar that we literally looked at like 2 minutes ago. It's going to get massacred now by all the Polish cavalry and some Italian cavalry. It's getting sent back. So the Italians had brought cavalry. They just had it. They anticipated that someone was going to send some cavalry around the back to go for a general snipe. And yeah, that's well played there. They just massacred that cavalry. Look at all this cavalry that they sent in this direction. Just for one unit of cavalry. They're really, really paranoid. Joseph Pontinialski here with his hussars. A very cool unit. But yeah, we'll get this quickly back up again. Because what I was trying to explain is that like it's almost heading to a bit of a crescent. Almost. You can see that the coalition forces are doing like an inverted crescent at the moment. And the French forces will be forced to almost do a crescent to surround these guys. Well, I'll say that. This army might not do... Like, might change that. The British army might change it and it might not be so much of a crescent anymore. Got the grasshoppers here. The green jackets, the riflemen of Britain. They could probably get some shots off on these Uhlans that just stood here. They could be the first shots of the game. Yep, there we go. The first shots of the... Well, they're not really the first shots of the game because there were some on those Austrian cavalry. First shots of the coalition, though, I guess you could say. They're actually taking out a few Uhlans. Shoot the officers, men. They need to get these Uhlans out of here because they're getting in the way of the French line infantry. Look at this. French line infantry, still with their like sort of revolutionary style uniforms at this point. They do look good. They do look good. Look at this. Italy's got a huge long line here as well. I mean, I don't know how good these guys are, but they've got a huge long line. All they're facing at the moment is just cavalry. They could push forward if they wanted to. Be aggressive. Don't wait till Brunswick set up. Looks like Brunswick's quite happy to set up with Britain. The other Austrian army is going way wide, so this will be interesting to see what they're going to do. Austria's going way wide. I think he's going to be facing Confederation of the Rhine whenever they appear, because again, we've not seen their army yet. So that shows the scale of this army. I think Italy, at the moment, they need to be careful with the coalition forces because they're leaving Italy on their own. No one attacking them. Someone's got to occupy them. Brunswick sort of is about now. He looks like he's sending some line infantry in this direction. Looks almost like 3-4 units possibly. He's sending quite a lot to deal with like the French. He's keeping a lot of line infantry in reserve. Here comes forward some more. Got some more coming up here. So he's got a bit. I don't know whether... Obviously, this Austrian cavalry can hold to a certain extent. But it's also just going to get, like... You can see here, this is just an artillery piece for Italy. It's just going to put holes into this cavalry, you imagine. So the cavalry can't stand here forever. Otherwise, it's just going to get picked to shreds by artillery. I mean, if infantry's fine if that happens. You have hundreds of infantry. Cavalry, you don't have that much. See, the Austrians here have the nice flank, though, in the woods. I don't know if these... Yeah, these guys are hidden. So Poland's unaware of all of this infantry here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this one. Yeah, everything from here onwards, like to the right of my cursor, is hidden. Even actually, so is that Dutch grenadier, apparently. That's hidden and not in combat. That's idle and not in combat. Yes, they can't even see this grenadier. So Poland doesn't realize how much of like trouble it's in. They're going to have to fall back as Poland. 100%. 100%. This is very, very scary then for Poland. I do feel for them. And there we go. Some line battles already underway. Brunswick's going to be the first one to go in. He's facing the French. Let's see the Brunswick point of view. Let's see a glorious volley from them. Well, we've got some reserve infantry here. These guys are going to have a fun time facing against the proper line infantry of France. The officer there with his saber out. He's ready to go into battle. French over here doing their bit. General's under attack. Brunswick, I presume he's just getting like shot by stray cannonballs or whatever. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. What is your favorite NTW3 faction? Is it like the British? Is it the Poles like me? Or is it Austria? Or is it France? Whatever. Well, we can now see that they are being shot. They know that they're being shot from the forest. Do the Poles. Oh, this is very, very foolish here by the Austrian player. He's just shooting the back of his line infantry, killing a lot of his own men. That's doing a lot of morale damage. Doesn't even realize you need to put your light infantry like a lot like further away from your line infantry to stop any friendly fire like this. Because like directly behind them, you're gonna kill a lot of your own guys, and it's even if you don't kill them, the morale's just gonna break them. Men don't like being shot from behind, and they especially don't like being shot from behind when they're when it's friendly fire either. And yeah, something's fallen to the enemy. Oh, so the Confederation of the Rhine's got some fusiliers, and they've taken this building, and they look like they're just gonna try and hold this road almost. They're gonna stop the Austrians on this road and force them to try and take this building. So kind of almost stop their advance. I think Austria should honestly just try and take out the French with Britain. And then let Confederation of the Rhine try and come to the aid of France. I think that wouldn't be a bad play. But we'll go back over to the Austrian side, because that seems to be where things are starting to heat up a little bit. I mean, I say that, they've actually they've fallen back. You can see the Poles have decided to give ground. They now know the trap's been sprung. I possibly wouldn't have sprung the trap yet. They now know that there's Austrians in this wood. We've got an artillery piece. They've got a 6-pounder here trained on this wood. I presume, yeah, they can probably just see the light infantry. Oh, they can see them as well at this point. They're not hidden. They can see the artillery shot, like the rifle shots coming out. They can't see the light infantry, but they can see all the light infantry that's just firing from the woods. And there's been a charge in the center. Well, not a charge in the center. Sorry, there's been a line infantry fight going on in the center. And Brunswick is having a really rough time here, facing down the French. And like I said, they shouldn't have really got involved with this fight. Should have left this to Britain. Let the two juggernauts fight it out. Go and fight Italy. Italy probably is more their match. Maybe even still a bit too much of a match for Brunswick, but they probably have a better chance. There's a musket fire going off by them. Look at this. Look, even now they're having a rough time against Italy. This unit's probably already pretty beaten up from fighting the French. But yeah, they really need to send more stuff forward. Like Brunswick's just sending like 3 or 4 units forward, isolated here, and not really supporting them too much. I mean, Britain's now sent forward his entire infantry line. Oh yes, the 2 Sicily's Legion. What a cool unit that is. That's very cool. So these are like exiles from Sicily that are fighting for the British. That's very cool. I presume, anyway. You had the King's German Legion. They're from Hanover, fighting for the British. Now you have the Sicilians fighting for the British. That's awesome. Let's have another volley. Very confusing having them in the British Army, though. They speak Italian or Sicilian. And, yeah, that'd be very confusing. But over here, you can see that the Austrians, again, tried another attack with some Uhlans. And they were pushed back. They're just sending 1 cavalry unit forward. You've got to send a lot forward if you're going to try and risk it. They are now actually coming over here. You can see they've just a few units in this little village over here just halted the Austrians. And they're now coming to face Confederation of the Rhine just to the side of Britain and France, who are having their duel right now. And it's a pretty deadly duel going on right now. Both very like strong units and factions.
Our men are running.
Oh, and there's stuff going on inside. It looks like Brunswick sends forward some cavalry. Yeah, he's trying to send forward some cavalry, and he's just got gunned down by these infantry. That is a really rough thing there. I mean, Brunswick needs to send forward all of his forces. He cannot afford to have stuff just held in reserve. Honestly, I don't think Brunswick needs to attack. I think Austria doing an okay job on this side, annoying the Poles. Britain seems to be holding his own against the French. I don't think Brunswick really right now needs to be making an offensive against Italy and a bit of France. I don't think Brunswick's much of the offensive faction. I might be wrong. He might be okay on the offensive, but I just don't think that faction should really be given the job attacking. It should probably be trying to hold the flank and stay out of the way of all the big boys. Let's have a volley. Come on, redcoats. The redcoats are coming. There they go. Nice volley there. And the French seem like they're taking a lot of casualties. So are the British, though. I will just say, like, look at the bodies in front of all of these units. It's easier to see when they're zoomed out. You can see, like, look at here. So many dead. French, I wouldn't say they've lost as much, actually. Oh no, here they've lost quite a lot. And you can see they're falling back because the Austrians are coming up. So here's going to be a really rough spot for the French, I believe. Because this is where Britain and Austria overlaps. And Austria here have like 2 units that are free that can either fire on Confederation Rhine or on the French. But yeah, it looks like Confederation Rhine is going to try and make an offensive over here, which is nice to see that he's going to try and widen the battle line, even if it's like it's kind of almost behind enemy lines. And the Austrians have got troops that they are leaving dedicated to that area. They've got even more coming up, actually. What we got here, we've got more like German infantry, German grenadiers. Good to see. Lots of cavalry left over here as well. This might be a good area for Austria to kind of capitalize its cavalry, because looks like Confederation Rhine has 1 cuirassier unit, which is a big cuirassier unit, I'll add. 140 men it was originally. They only lost 5 guys. And need to be careful to the Austrians that they don't go and get themselves killed on that 1 unit. Here it comes in the bottom of your picture. French here, though, starting to lose. Morale is taking a big old hit. They have 39 men left out of 101. This unit's been absolutely raped with musket fire, and it's going to break. So Britain is the first to break one of the French units. The French have yet to break any of the British. 2 Sicily's Legion here again. Got a lot of 2 Sicily's Legion. This one's lost a lot of men, 86 out of 165. This one's only lost 3 men. Well, clearly something going wrong there for this unit. Clearly this one's done something wrong to the French. Let's have a volley. A volley for the subs. Or maybe not. Oh no, here they go. Yeah, that's an okay one. It's a feeble volley in my opinion. Won't get that from a red coat regiment. Over on this side, looks like Italy is now committing stuff. I would just like to say I've not been paying attention to what's going on this side. But yeah, Austria has actually got cavalry, cuirassiers over here, fighting, well, all sorts of Polish cavalry in here. And we've got some Italian light infantry as well. We've got some like Italian their Voltigeurs that are now making an offensive on this side and are trying to force back the Austrians. Doing so quite effectively. You've got Jaegers here, though, still harassing that Polish line. The cuirassiers should win this flank. Whether they'll be able to beat all this Polish cavalry, I'm not sure. There's another hussar behind. Well, this, I don't know. The cuirassiers lost very few men. Interesting. It'll be interesting. And again, the Austrians make a charge onto the Poles here. And again, they get forced back. They brought a lot of cavalry, and I feel like they're just throwing it away of Austria here. That was not a great charge at all. They might break through this flank here. I don't know if they will. They're trying to get to this Italian cavalry. Yeah, they're pulling through. You can see this. Look at that. They're going to lose so many men from doing so. Yeah, they're just going straight off the Italian artillery piece. Like, they broke. That's their own fault. They broke 1 Polish infantry, but they could have broken both of those probably and then got to the cannons if they just had a little bit of patience. Austria's now being very aggressive on this flank. Poland, I mean, if you dared, could flank with these few units here, or ask Italy to bring some units around, because Italy's got like hardly any of Brunswick to fight east. Like Brunswick's just, I don't know what they're doing really. They're kind of scattered a bit. The French are falling back. Look at that line of dead now. You can see that has been since the French have vacated this line. So many dead here. The French are really in a rough spot. Confederation Rhine as well, also falling back. They have to with their ally going. So they're kind of almost being, they may get split. So this would be really good if Austria can, even if it's just this like section still helping the French, if Austria can like force a way between, like on this river line, force themselves between the 2 halves of the Confederation and the Rhine, they could cut off the majority of the Confederation and the Rhine from coming to the aid of the French, and that would be a really nice play if they can try that out. Like maybe just put the Chevalier through, maybe some infantry, punch through this gap here. You can see the Confederation Rhine is inviting the Austrians to do this. It's a risk, obviously, like it could go wrong in many ways, but I mean, France is falling back quite a long way. It is leaving the Confederation Rhine to be just like enveloped almost. Like you could like get yourself between the French and the rest of the Confederation Rhine, and then just flank round and envelop this army around that village. So I'll have to see how that develops. Keep an eye on that. Over on this side, Poland and Austria is trading. Still trading quite a lot. Landwehr here. I mean, yeah, the thing is, the Austrian infantry is not great. Neither is Poland's infantry either, though, to be honest. They both kind of do well with their cavalry, which is now all fighting over here in this forest. Cuirassiers here, they're kind of fighting off against these hussars. I don't really know who's going to win this fight. They kind of could do with getting like a... I don't know why they don't send in the other Cuirassier unit and surround them, and then they'll easily break this unit. I mean, they could... Like, they're walking now. They could do with getting this unit up here, surrounding. And then if they can break this unit, then Poland's done for, really, because he's got no cavalry left on this flank. I think the rest of his cavalry is kind of all in the middle helping France. He's still got like a Polish cavalry unit just stood here in the middle of the battlefield. Don't know if he's just doesn't realize what's happening to this unit or what. There's just some Uhlans here that are just gonna get murdered. So that's a strange play by Poland, sorry, but an interesting one. You can see here that some Chevaliers, I presume these guys broke and have rallied. Yeah, this is the one that pulled through. They've rallied, and they're now in behind enemy lines. They could go after this Italian artillery, which I think they might. I don't know if Italy's realised there's got some dragoons here, Dragoon Napoleon. A cool unit in that nice lime green. I like that unit. But they could go after this this artillery here. And Italy's now having to send troops to come and help against Austria. Oh dear, but here come the French with their Grenadier Cheval. And they're going after Brunswick. The weak unit. The weak faction, I should say. Oh dear, here they go. Oh, look at the officer unit. That's awesome. The officer unit's amazing. With his grey hat. And look at that. You can imagine this is going to be a huge rout here for Brunswick. See 2 units breaking. 3, 4. Oh dear. They need to contain this. They need more cavalry over here. They could go like this Grenadier Cheval. If it breaks through here, go straight for the guns all the way up there. There's no cavalry in the center here. I think, yeah, there's like artillery here. It's all for the taking. Brunswick just needs to set up some units and just fire point blank range into this Grenadier Cheval. It's the quickest way they're going to kill them. They are getting broken. This is a real problem now in the center. They've got more units here. What is this? This is some avant-garde. This is probably their best stuff, I think, is avant-garde. There's light infantry. They need to get this firing onto the French. Oh, yeah, they're going after the horse artillery. 100%. They're going to fire point blank. They're not going to get there in time. Oh, no, yeah, you can see they're actually trying to limber up. Oh, they're not going to make it in time. Oh, no. I feel sorry for Brunswick. Like, the new boy in the block. It's not the new boy in the block, but like the faction we don't often see, and they're going to get broken and killed. Poland here has actually lost its cavalry fights, and like I said, now they're not really taking position of Poland because they have no cavalry here. And Austria can just send these cuirassiers in, and he can just freely go for anything. Go for the Polish general, go for artillery. Actually, no, this is a cavalry unit. This is not a general. The general is there. This is a weakened cavalry unit, so they do have a bit, but nothing to stop them majorly. Go back over here to Brunswick. Poor Brunswick still struggling with these grenadiers. Still not finding anything. Britain, have they got any cavalry? No, it's all routed. Looks like all the cavalry that's like available, really, apart from like the Austrians that have just broken the Poles. All the Austrians here, they're now getting tied up in this village here, and it looks like the Confederation of the Rhine is going to vacate it. They're not interested in fighting here. I think they want to try and re-link up with the French somehow. Maybe like go down this road and then take a right. Because Austria's not really gone too much, like too much to the effort of chasing down this Confederation of the Rhine army. You can see, yeah, men are running here, and the Grenadier Cheval carry on, and they're very close to the gun emplacement now. They need to fire some rounds in here. This now 9-pounder needs to put a big old hole in this unit. They've got some sappers here. They might be useful. These guys are probably decent in combat. They're probably the reason why you have all this these stakes down. Well, the cavalry's not going to get through these stakes. Don't be a fool. Yeah, look at that. They're dying to the stakes. Yes, that's what happens when you try and get through the stakes. Wow, that's yeah. Look at that. Probably lost more men in those stakes than they killed of the like Brunswick's infantry killed them. At this point, sacrifice your general. I'd say keep the guns, like keeping Britain's guns alive is more important. The sappers here, they look like they're going to deal with the sappers next. Like, yeah, Britain's gun is now in combat. It's now stuck here. The gun crew's running off. Yeah, and the gun crew's actually charged in. Why didn't they not just send it back? The sappers could have held these guys in place for ages. But yeah, the center is basically gone for the coalition forces. It's held by Brunswick, which I don't know if it's really the smartest of ideas. Austria now sending stuff forward. They're outnumbered on this flank here, though, Austria. They've not got enough to hold back all the Poles here. And it's not good stuff. It's only like Bohemian Landwehr. Oh, I can see inside their heads and see all their brains. Oh, I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Come on, men. Fire a volley. They're not in range or something? Or they just sort of fire at will? I don't know. Oh, there they go. They don't really fire in a volley because of the Landwehr. So another volley. Look at that. Looks awesome. For the Emperor. There's yeah, at least 2 emperors here today. You've got like Francis the First. At least I think he's the first. And you've got Napoleon, obviously. Obviously they're not here in person, but they're being represented. 2 emperors. Got a king of Italy. Another king. We've got, well, I guess he's kind of an emperor, really. He's a British Empire. Well, I guess we have 3 emperors, really, because we have 2 Austrians. 2 Austrian armies. France is just gonna sit back now. Probably just put some rounds into Britain. Doesn't fancy his chances fighting them. Nice 6-pound hit. I like how the artillery crews just stood in front of the guns. Like, yeah, just hit us. We could take the shots. And they're like, okay, if you say so. Yeah, I think really the way that the coalition are going to have to try and win this one, they've got to force the Poles back. They've got to force the Poles back and try and then envelop the Italians. But there's still a lot of time in this game. Still a lot can go wrong for either side. It's going to be the flanks for the coalition where they're going to win. And the centre is where the Allies are going to win. Oh, not the Allies. The French are going to win, sorry. The Allies are the coalition. Because Italy can just quite happily make a push down the centre now. And could then just split Britain and Austria. Like I felt like Austria should have done to the Confederation of the Rhine and France. But it looks like Confederation of the Rhine has managed to get back to France. I'm not really sure where his army is. But where his cavalry is positioned, you kind of guess that he's sort of back. He's got some infantry here, but this was weird. This was the right side of the French, of like the split, the right side of the split, if you get what I mean. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Have they actually dealt with this Grenadier Cheval? They've still not dealt with this Grenadier Cheval. It's just still stood here. The sappers have stood here. The Cheval is exhausted. Like, please, someone deal with this. They need to get that reserve line infantry up. Like, they can't afford to just keep units in buildings at this point. This Grenadier Cheval is slowly working its way towards the 9-pounder. What is it doing? I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to pretend this never happened. Sappers, you need to just put a volley into those guys. Look at this. 1 Brunswick unit, light infantry here, dealt to hold back all of these Italians. Just need to get back. Just get all the Brunswicks back to this like enclave over here. Try and hold it. The Italians are gonna flank around there. You can see here they've got some Fantieri, and they're gonna try and flank around these Landwehr. These Landwehr already know that they're not gonna win this. Got some Grenadiers here though. Got some Hungarian Grenadiers. They might do okay. 140 men. I say that, but then as soon as I saw how many men there were in the unit, 140 doesn't make it sound like they've got a great amount of morale. A 3-pounder here. Probably getting a few decent shots. A lot of Landwehr being produced by the Austrians on this side. Got a lot of light infantry here in this wood, though. They could. I still think they can make an offensive on this flank. They're going to lose men, obviously, but that's part of war. The Poles are just letting this unit stand out on its own in front. You brave men, standing out, getting shot from behind by your colleagues, your friends. They're in their winter clothing. That's very good. Prepared for winter. It's a cold time at this point. In this time of the year, January. France still sitting back. It's kind of a quiet part of the battle. There is stuff going on, but not like major stuff. Looks like Austria is going to just ignore the rest of the Confederation of the Rhine army, just take on this little bit. This Austrian army seems like it's a little bit more elite in the way of infantry. They've got more line infantry and less Landwehr, put it like that. I might be wrong. Oh, they got Karl Legion. This is a cool unit. Very nice. More German infantry. Yeah, I mean, this army looks like it's pretty much just like good infantry. There doesn't seem like there's any Landwehr knocking around. I feel like the other army went more for like the like cavalry, because they got a lot of cuirassiers. Oh, this army's got a lot of like Chevaliers. Yeah, they got their own cuirassiers actually, so maybe not. I don't know what they did. Maybe they just lost all their lost all their good infantry. Maybe Austria on the other side, quite possible. Oh, the Italians have gone for a push. Italians are going for a push here against Austria, and they're actually breaking. Their cavalry's been broken here. How this Landwehr is holding, I do not know. It's starting to break. It's starting to give way. These are Grenzer infantry, actually. So I'm not surprised they're holding. Got more Landwehr here, more Grenadiers. They need to hold. Brunswick here is still falling back. Good to see. And yeah, this Grenadier Cheval here, look at this. Just getting shot in the side. It's a strange scenario going on here. These sappers just firing rounds and stuff. This light infantry might as well join the fun. Britain here looks like he's transferring some troops across to help Brunswick. Just a few weakened units here. Weakening his strength though against France. Who's, I would like to say France is not out of this. He's still in a good position here. All he's doing right now is letting his allies, his enemies get weaker around him. He's not getting stronger, but they're getting a lot weaker, put it like that. French artillery here. Very efficient right now. Look at that. Firing so quickly. Putting rounds into that 59th Nottinghamshire over there. Austrians have got some hussars in behind here. I didn't even realise. What are these guys doing here? They're trying to look for a general maybe? Or... I don't know. Got a lot of French cavalry here though waiting. And they know that that Austrian cav is there. Oh, and here come the British. The French are opening fire again. Here we go. This is a big play. This is what we've been waiting for. The French and the British are fighting again. They're moving forward actually. God damn it. They're going to come forward. Britain's staying up. The two Sicily's Legion, they're taking some heavy fire right now. Thing is, if they get too much closer, they could be in canister range of these artillery pieces. Some decent volleys there. But right now, the artillery looks like it's quite concentrated on this tiny little unit, King's German Legion. Oh no, it's not. It's very much concentrated on this the Berkshire unit back here and the Cornwall unit. What we got coming up here? We've got Thomas Graham coming up. Looks like Britain's quite happy to push up because it knows Austria's on its flank. I think that's the reason why they've decided to push up. Brunswick looks like he's bringing over what he has left to help deal with the French. I feel like these avant-garde have got a chance. They are the best units, but they are in a rough spot. You can see Italy's centre here is in real trouble. He's got like, I don't know what happened here, but he's only got 2 units left. Italy's kind of having to try and skew across more units that were kind of defending France's flank to try and patch up the centre. It's getting very spacey. Like there's individual fights going in certain areas. Is there a charge coming on? We've got some Grenadiers, I think. Yeah, we've got Grenadiers here. This is a cool unit of Grenadiers, all in green. Coming forward, they're running. They're going for the artillery piece here. Oh god, they're firing point blank range. The canister there, look at that. They just eradicated that unit. I mean, the morale is just so far down. They might break before they go in. They might want to countercharge, yeah. There you go, Hungarians going to countercharge. And the artillery, yeah, there you go. The artillery crew has been saved. They broke this Grenadier on impact. That was really well played there by Austria. This artillery crew survives due to the help of the Hungarians. Now they don't want to go, like the Hungarians look like they're going to get shot by their own artillery in a moment. They're going to get thanked for being shot. Yeah, they are. Oh no. Hungarians going to do a countercharge, but they're about to get shot at the artillery here. At least I hope not. Please have them on, like, hold fire. He has, thank God. That would have been so funny if we just like, yes, we saved our lines. Now get shot in the back. Oh yeah, they did. They still did get shot in the back. Oh no. Oh, this unit was like fresh and it's lost 40 men. And because he got shot in the back, it's probably not feeling so good. Oh, god damn it. But they did actually break that Polish unit. But there you go. That was a vicious volley there by the Poles. All of the units fired at once. And like this unit, unfortunately, was in front of this line infantry. But it's still going to get through. This grenadier unit is a pretty nasty one. 140 men. Actually, it's quite elite, I think. Maybe it's just because the Poles are so bad. They are actually in behind. They probably just want to charge into the flank again. But there is an Italian cavalry nearby. They could probably just charge and deal with this this rogue Austrian grenadier if they chose to. If they were paying attention to the Italians anyway. Looks like Brunswick's now fighting over a building over here with Italy. And broken. It's not survived. That man just got thrown out the building. Avant-garde light infantry. Shouldn't have sent these guys in. Need grenadiers in here. Not that the Brunswick's brought any, but they do need some grenadiers in here. So it seems that I think that the Allies are going to win this side. I think Italy has been beaten. Austria's done a really good job on this side and has nearly beaten 2 armies on his own. I think he's got the beating of Poland, and Italy's almost gone. Italy's kind of a bit all over the place, and because he's all over the place, he can get beaten probably quite easily. This Hungarian grenadier is still going deep into enemy lines, I just like to say. Not quite sure where it's going. It's going after the cavalry now. That's a bold decision. Look at this. This dragoon unit here is breaking on its own because the Italian infantry is just shooting its own cavalry. They actually might break this cavalry. They might actually break this cavalry. I actually would be interested to see. Look at that. Yeah, they broke that cavalry. And they broke themselves. But that's all because that Italian infantry there just shot its own cavalry. Such a stupid... That was a very stupid play there by Italy. Just shooting his own units. You've got to be careful when things like that happen. You're not just going to shoot your own men. Because morale goes down so quickly with friendly fire. The cavalry, the cuirassiers, is still hiding in this forest. Again, Austria not being... Austria now not being attentive. And not realizing that his cuirassiers here. His Herns on cuirassiers. Just getting shot by light infantry in the flank. Probably losing a good amount of cavalry here. And now it looks like Poland and Austria are just going to face off each other off in this forest here. Austria does have a little bit over here still to keep an eye on Italy, but not really a lot. Italy's not got much here either, though. France and Britain. It looks like France is losing. France is pushed up and is being forced back. There's Austrians right here. They're like firing at point-blank range. These line infantry firing at these French line infantry. I don't know what's going on there. Federation Rhine defending their French allies valiantly. Good to see the loyal Germans fighting against the the Austrians that speak German. Brave men. Oh, I love the silhouettes. You just see the musket fire going on. That's brilliant. They're still having to give ground. The Austrians up here, yeah, taking the hill. They've done a good job. I don't know where the rest of Confederation of the Rhine's army is, though. It's all the way back here. It's all the way back here, is Confederation of the Rhine's army. He's in these buildings over here. He's got Schutzen. He's got Guard Fusilier. Well, that's all well and good, I guess, that he's in this area, but, like, he's condemning his French ally by abandoning him and allowing him to be 2v1. I mean, he is slightly here, but not much. And these Austrians and British are just able to surround and kill the French off. And the Italians, I mean, they've got some stuff here. They're loyally defending. But it's not enough. Look at them in their glorious green uniforms. Probably talking a lot about pizza and pasta. And how they probably want to change sides. I mean, they probably will end up changing sides, let's be honest. It's an Italian thing to do. It's just a good old switcheroo. Still, they're getting shot here. These cuirassiers just going to get wasted. Come on, Austria. Wake up. Realize that this is a fresh unit as well. Fresh. Could do a couple of good charges. I feel like a few of these players are not paying attention to what's going on to their armies. Austrians here. We've got their Grenz infantry firing on in here. Well, they're shooting at a lot of Polish infantry. They probably could win this. Austrian infantry's had a good day today. It doesn't usually do that well. I mean, it's not how to fight entire armies of France. That's probably why. Usually when the Austrians are facing like the French, they often lose. But, I mean, today they've not really had to fight the French. And they've had a little bit, but with the help of England or Britain. So, they've done okay. And, yeah, that... Oh, look at that. That Carrassi is still dying. Italy getting some nice kills there. I feel sorry for Brunswick the most. They're having a rough day. Probably the only army to really get wiped out at this point. They're not quite gone, but they're like... They're thin on numbers, put it like that. Britain now sending up its troops. It looks like France is getting forced back towards this area where Austria is dealing with the Poles. And I mean, France's generals just stood here. He needs to be careful of this. Claude Perrin, he's just getting shot by friend and foe in a moment. Don't know what the heck is going on here. And there you go. France's general's got to be dead. Yeah, he's breaking and gone. Just got shot by his own men. Not paying attention at all. We've got artillery pieces here. 4-pounder trying to do their best. Firing at the firing into the British. I mean, that's got to be some point-blank range round shot. You should get that on canister. That'll do a lot of damage then. And they're gonna fight for this village. And the British are sending forward some infantry. Look like they're gonna just storm the guns. And they're getting countercharged with the Germans. That's what we like to see. Yeah, the British kind of just want to go for the guns, and I'm in the middle of a forest. Yeah, I think these guns are gonna get routed. The Germans are falling back. Britain sent in some infantry to try and deal with these Italians. Don't think they can take this building. 2 Sicilies. Oh my god, that's gonna be very confusing. There's men shouting Italian on both sides in there. The French are broken here though. Some good volleys into the side from the King's German Legion here. They've broken all of that. Very nice. That's a very nice little support there. And the Italians, you can see, setting up a big long line here to face the Austrians that are now coming in. I like how there's just a few French infantry just going through the middle. Like, I dare you to hit me. Hit me. And then they get shot from both sides. Rip in peace to them. Rip in peace to them. But yeah, that's going to be one of the last big line battles, along with this one over here. Austria and Poland's been fighting most of this battle and trading blows quite evenly. Poland's still got some decent infantry here. These guys are still fresh. 101 men left. Good to see my favourite army still holding on. Brunswick somehow got some infantry in behind. You got some light infantry just stood here. Do not know how these guys got here. I mean, I guess they just marched here, but Brunswick's been sneaky as hell. Poland needs to turn around these units. Prussia's not even on the battlefield, Pope, and you still managed to get them involved. Poland needs to turn some units around. I think he might be getting these guys to like come around and defend the flank, deal with Brunswick, along with this unit here. Building's been taken by someone. Yeah, here we go. Looks like these units are going to be doing a bayonet charge. They're fresh. Here we go. A glorious charge. Here we go. Another volley from the Brunswickers before they charge. No. And in they go. I think that might be Brunswick's unit there getting forced off the battlefield. Light infantry gone. Yep, there you go. Where'd they take then? Oh, they took a building all the way over here. Oh, there you go. Brunswick sent its general. Take that building. Very good. Very good. Britain still can't take this building. But they're taking everything around it. Forcing them back. I mean, you can see the Italians now having to send stuff in this direction to stop the British. What we got here? King's German Legion, Lightfoot. A rascal, the green rascals. They're about just going to combat with some militia. Intentionally or not, I do not know. But Britain's nearly spent as well. It's kind of just down to Austria and Brunswick on this flank. Brunswick's still somehow alive, keeping themselves just alive somehow. Italy, I don't think, can stop the Austrian firepower, though. Austria has also got cavalry in behind, just taking out all sorts of stuff here. Picking off units. Got cuirassiers well in behind. And, yeah, I don't really know where the French cavalry went, really. It just seemed to all evaporate. I thought it won their cavalry fight against Britain early game, but maybe not. A general's died. Dollar signs, generals died. Oh, that's the British. Thomas Graham is dead. Britain is basically out though. They've got like, what, 1, 2 units left? 3. Nothing major. You can see here the Italians got their final dragoon unit. They're trying to do something with it. They need to be proactive with it. They're going to go after the Brunswick units, I think. Brunswick's going to form square, though, with his avant-garde. Saw it coming. Very nice. Now the French need to pour fire into these squares. Break these units quickly. They still have hope. They can... There's building around them. They could, like, buildings could... Like, units and buildings, you can break units and buildings for ages. I mean, in fairness, these are not anything special. This is just line infantry. They're going to go in. The avant-garde is going in. They're going to try. Poland and Austria just keep swiveling. What is going on here? I mean, all they need to do is to get these Chevaliers in here, and they finish Austria once and for all. Like, Poland, sorry, once and for all. Finish Austria. Kill your own men. Why not? I don't know what they're charging. I can hear charging going on. Oh, it's the Poles. They're charging over here. Oh, it was a good charge there on the Austrians. That's very good. They have killed the general while we've been waiting. I believe that Italy's general's been killed. Yeah, Giuseppe Lecce has been killed. Is he actually called Lecce? Is he called Milk? Is his surname Milk? Milkman, we'll name him now. I don't know. I feel so sorry for like any Italians. I'm probably butchering their language, but I'm pretty sure Lecce in Spanish is milk. So Lecce in Italian, that's got to be milk, surely. They're like both Latin languages. That's how it works, right? No, probably not. But I'd like to believe that that guy's called Milk. But look at this. The Italians and the French are all holed up in this little spot here, and they're gonna just try and charge in these cuirassiers, Hohenzollern cuirassiers. Don't know if they're gonna succeed really, but you know, it's belief. Gotta believe they could take out this unit. Certainly, this one's out in the open. I think they're gonna. I don't even know what they're going for. But it's coming down. I think the Allies. We can confirm that the Allies are gonna win this one. It's just gonna take a bit of time. They're actually getting very close to the end of the hour mark. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. It's certainly been a fun one to watch, and I mean, there's been some interesting tactics. I feel like Confederation of the Rhine is still kind of abandoning his allies. I think he's still got a decent amount of his troops elsewhere. Cavalry coming in the back. Chevaliers just rear charging. Finally, the Poles here. Should have done this in a long time ago. They are breaking them. Look at this easily. They now need to just march on these squares, break them quickly. Yeah, they're breaking these units very nicely. Don't know where the Confederation Rhine is just stacking units up in here. Light infantry, Fusiliers. Got some Schutzen in there as well. Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff over there. I bet if you came over to this little village, there's a lot of men in there. But obviously Austria doesn't need to do that. You can see actually there's some light infantry just here for Confederation Rhine. They're moving up. Realise that they need to get a move on. A bit late to the party though. France and Italy are nearly dead. So many bodies in this little village. Got some Karl Legion here now. Here are the Italians making one last stand in their fancy blue uniforms.
Our men are running, sir.
No, they may die. But they'll be remembered. These brave, brave men. Or at least I hope they are. They're getting surrounded. Look at this. Just a solid. Like, even these units here, like, they're firing through, like, a tiny spot here in the line. Just to get shots on, like, the general and any rear units. I think they're forming square. These guys have actually formed square in the bot. Actually, I don't know if they can. It's a militia unit. I wouldn't have thought it could form square, but it is. It's in, like, a... Not a hollow square, but, like, a deep one. A filled square. Perhaps. But yeah, Poland's actually managed to survive that cavalry charge and is falling back. And then now they are charging. They are looking like they're going to charge now. Poland's going to just make a charge onto Austria. Not the worst thing in the world, but if Austria can get a volley off, that's a big win. This unit's still fighting here for the Poles. They just got the stud there. Here we go. A final Polish charge. This is how they're going to go down fighting. They actually might beat the Austrians here. They look like they might. Might just do it. Find some grenadiers here. Surely these grenadiers will win that fight. Maybe not. They have actually broken. Wow, they're breaking the Austrians. Poland might just turn their fight around. But there you go, a draw. And I don't really know. I would say that the Allies were going to win that one. I would have said. But yeah, this was one sent in by Smokey. He was playing as Brunswick, as like the Brunswickers, and yeah, he got 540 kills, which is just dwarfed by his allies here. As you can see. Real shame, but it's fun to see them on the battlefield. I'm sure he had a fun time struggling as this faction. But yeah, well done to Smokey, to Maddie, to Jackoff Willing, and to Dollar Sign. A really good game by them. Also well done to Camin, to Darkness, Lestia, and to Brylick, who were playing as the French and their allies. I mean, some good kills as well for the French, like 1300 here for the Italians, 1600 for the French. Did very well. Confederation rank getting the smallest amount of kills, but barely taking part in the battle, you can say. And the Poles doing okay at 800 kills. But yeah, most of the allies you can see getting well over 1,000 here, bar the Brunswickers. But we'll quickly have a look at some of the end results for the, or let's see the unit kills for the Brunswickers. Their avant-garde doing the best, getting 83 kills, nothing getting into the hundreds, sadly. That would be, if anything had got into the hundreds, that would have been a fifth of their kills, in fairness. There you go. Nothing major for the kills. But it was a fun one to watch anyway. I really enjoyed watching it. And I hope you guys did as well. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and leave a comment to show your support. And until next time, Legionnaires, I will see you in the next battle. Bye for now.